Todd, the number of Canadians bound for the U.S. has outnumbered the amount of Americans looking to visit our side of the border every month since well before the pandemic. But as the trade war continues to see many Canadians avoid the States, that number has flipped. In June, nearly 1.8 million Americans made a visit to Canada, compared to just under 1.7 million Canadians who took a trip to the States. While overall travel was down in both directions compared to years past, the rare reversal is a clear indicator of how Canadians are feeling when it comes to tariffs implemented by U.S. President Donald Trump. But political science professor Jamie Essex says the boycott won't last forever.
That stuff is hard to sustain over a long period when you've got two countries like the U.S. and Canada that are, despite all the big talk the last several months, still very closely intertwined economically and socially, culturally.
Let's dive into these numbers further as it pertains particularly to our region. The amount of people using land crossings heading from New Brunswick into Maine dropped by nearly 80,000 less travelers this July compared to 2024. That marks the biggest single-month change year over year since the decline began in February. In July, 203,814 people crossed from New Brunswick into Maine by car at land ports, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Over the same month last year, that number was over 284,000 people. And it's not just maritime land ports seeing a drop in numbers here. The Cat Ferry, which transports passengers between Yarmouth and Bar Harbor, also continues to report a significant drop in Canadian bookings. As of August 14th, just under 34,000 passengers had trips booked on the boat going either direction, a decline of over 7,000 people from 2024. And Todd, there's already plenty of interest into what the August border crossing numbers will look like. In years past, it's been the busiest month for travelers crossing from New Brunswick into Maine, with nearly 309,000 travelers making the drive in 2024. Todd?
All right, that's Avery near the Fundy Key, St. John this evening. Thank you.